Hi guys, I'm Rick. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm doing an outside-in cookout. Alright, I'm starting out here with some corn on the cob, and I'm going to put some olive oil on it. You're probably saying, well, what's an outside-in cookout? Well, it's going to rain out there and it's really hot out. So I'm going to put some food in on my indoor-outdoor George Forman grill that I got. And this is an older model, but I only paid $50 for it at Aldi's. I'm going to put some salt and pepper on this. And I'm going to do some hamburgers, some bratwurst, and this corn on the cob on the grill today. But I'm going to get my corn on first because it's going to take a little longer to cook. And I have it heating up over there. And it's making a little humming sound. I don't know if that's normal or not. I suppose it is because it's new. So if it don't burn the house down, we'll be in business. Alright, I'm going to let my grill warm up a little bit, and then we'll get this corn on it. Okay, now that my grill is warmed up, and I really can't tell you how warm it is because it doesn't have a thermometer on or anything. It just has the temperature knob. I'm going to lay my corn on. And it isn't real hot because I want this corn to cook slow. And pretty much what this George Forman grill is, it's just a griddle that's made to look like a grill. Okay, now that I have all my corn on the grill, I'm going to cover this up. Cover back on there. And I'm going to let this cook on low here, and I'll check on it every now and then and see how it's doing. Alright, let's check my corn and see how it's doing. Alright, that's coming along nicely, and I've been turning it every now and then. It's been there probably about 10 minutes. Now I have some red onions here that I sliced up, and I soaked in some oil. I'm going to put them on the grill, because when we make the burgers, it's going to go on top of the burgers. And I'm going to get them a little caramelized. And my other complaints with this grill, other than it's not big enough for all the stuff I want to do on it, is when it's running, before it reaches temperature, it has a humming. I don't know if you can hear that. I guess that's just the electric elements in there, you know, heating up. Right now I have my onion on here. I'm going to close my lid back down and let these go ahead and cook for a little while. Spread these out here so they're not so crowded. Alright, my onions and corn are done. I'm going to get them out of there and put them on a plate and tent them with some foil to keep them warm. And we'll put my burgers and bratwurst on the grill. Now that our corn and our onions are off the grill, let's get the burgers and the bratwurst on there. And I'm probably going to have to turn the heat up on this a little bit. It's set right at 3. We'll see here in a minute. And I'm making 7 burgers and 5 bratwurst. That'll be enough for supper for all of us and for me to take some of my lunch tomorrow. And I put the onions and the corn on a glass plate, and on my stove I have a keep warm burner. I set that on low and I sat that on that burner, and I tent it in foil to keep it warm. I'm going to hit these burgers with some salt and pepper, and I don't think I'm going to turn this up because I think this is going just fine. Just I missed the burger there. And those bratwurst, they're already cooked. They're pre-cooked. I'm just going to brown them up on here, heat them through. Alright. And just slide this burger a little bit so it clears the lid. Okay. Now I'll check back at these in a few minutes and see how they're coming along. Alright, I'm going to turn my burgers over. They've been going for about 4 minutes. And I see there's some hot spots on here hotter than others. So we're going to flip these over. And on my dome, there's a vent to vent the steam out. I have that on open right now, but when I put my cheese on these, because they're going to be cheeseburgers, we'll close that dome so the cheese melts. So I'm going to let these go for a few minutes on this side before I put the cheese on so they have a chance to cook. And as you can see, I already turned my brats over once. So I'm going to put my dome back on and let this cook for a little longer. Alright, I'll let these burgers cook for about 3 minutes on that side. And in the future, I'll probably leave the cover off. So I put the cheese on because it builds up a lot of steam. Now I forgot the salt and pepper these, so I'll go ahead and hit them now with that salt and pepper this side here. And I'm going to give my brats a stir here, so they'll burn. I'm going to cross the kitchen for my stuff, sorry about that. Give them a little turn there. And this guy here, he must not be in a hot spot. Alright. Now I'm going to put my cheese on these. Even though I have 7 burgers, I'm only putting cheese on 5 of them because 2 of them are going to my lunch and I'll put the cheese on at work. And this is just white American cheese I'm putting on here. And all in all, this isn't a bad little invention here, little appliance. Especially if you live in a city where you don't have a yard, you know, or an apartment or something like that. This would come in handy. But like I says, I would leave the dome off until you melt your cheese, because like I said, this builds up the steam and it's dripping out the sides of it when I'm hitting it with the hand towel. Alright, now I'm going to put my dome on here for just a few minutes to melt that cheese, and then these should be ready to go. Alright, let's check these out. Alright, my cheese is melted, and that took like a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my grill off here. Let's go ahead and fix up a plate and see what we got. Alright, I'm going to finish up my burger and bratwurst with some ketchup and mustard, because this plate's going to Zach, and it's the way he wants it, so go ahead and hit it with some ketchup and some mustard. Alright, there you have it. An outside-inside cookout on the George Forman grill. Give this a try. I think you'll like it, and until next time, I'll see ya.